Stay tuned, my warriors, and welcome back to another episode of RogueTech as we get into the campaigns of Howl's Harrow. And last time, we absolutely obliterated an entire Davian risk lance, and it was the most glorious thing ever. But clearly they're out for blood here, because we've got to settle the grudge mission. It's going to be 3 of 13 priority salvage, actually working for Tortuga, so we might get some decent bundles on this one. 474,400 seabills at 4 skull difficulty, so we're going to drop down on top of this and fight. Straight to battle, it gets to be nice, easy, no having to worry about all kinds of turrets or crazy things that you can't plan for. It's just going to be us and them in a cell. And apparently there's only a single lance. I don't believe that for a second. There's got to be reinforcements on a 4 skull, although I will take the, hopefully, easy robbery today, if I can manage to pull that one off. How am I stuck up here, Matt? The path down there goes like that, and then we go back up to there. Okay, works for me. We could also go around the lake and achieve probably a better position, all things considered. But I think I'm going to be a little bit dangerous. Not anything, too crazy after all. But we are going to be able to just sort of move on in, take a little bit of pain on them. Since there appears to be such a low number of units right now, we're looking at, well, 4 or 5, potentially as many as 12 if it's Comstar, and we happen to be fighting a level 2. Level 2 is a formation in Comstar organization that is similar to a lance. So a lance is 4 mechs. A clan star is a similar position, and that is 5 mechs. And then the level 2 is the Comstar variant, or rather the Word of Blake, I suppose, variant. And that's 6 mechs, because they realize the more mechs you bring, the more firepower that you have. And so we have gone even further, and we have gone 8 mechs. Okay, that's just 2 lances at this point, but you know what? It's a lot of fun to have so many people. It's one of the reasons why I don't think I could ever go back to vanilla and have the same amount of fun. And we've done that before. When Urban Warfare dropped, we did a vanilla run through, and I found myself longing for so many things that were in RogueTech. It was, well, kind of sad. We had a lot of fun. We did a lot of voices, which we have sort of quietly jettisoned by the wayside. I don't think anybody's noticed, so I've gotten away with it. But yeah, we got to have a lot of fun during that, especially during the Flashpoint, and we have actually a Flashpoint list where we went up. My biggest regret, though, is not having done the Urban Mech Flashpoint to the end. I ended it early because I thought that was what I was supposed to do, and it was wrong. Apparently, there's several more missions where you drive basically Urban Mechs, and it's awesome. Alright, so, hello. Is it me you're looking for? We have an Orion, which would be good robbery, and a second Orion, similarly good robbery. Nothing of the lance up here, although potentially eternal combustion engines. So yeah, we've got a whole bunch of LR-15s. This is a partisan worth fighting for, or fighting against. And then also a heavy Thunderbolt carrier. You've got 64 health on your side, you've got 72. So actually, we've got a fairly decent chance of just bursting through you. So you know what I'm going to do? Shaped charge, let it rock. I think I've got him. I've got him. Okay, so we want to kind of take out the carriers quickly and efficiently, because if we can annihilate the carriers before the mechs do anything, I can just start lighting things on fire. We have a stealth coming in. Not particularly interested in it. Not gonna lie, I have no strong attachments to the stealth whatsoever, despite the fact that I secretly kind of actually enjoyed that movie. It had jet fighters. What do you expect from me? I'm a very simple man. I see jets. I am happy. Yeah, not a good movie, but a little bit of a guilty pleasure. We're going to set over to Inferno rounds all over the place. It's not going to be the most amazing thing. Am I suffering from any problems? Medium range, sprinted moves, no visual. Yeah, no problems with the sensors, so we don't need to worry about that. Light him on fire, and he's almost cooked. Showboat, you're not in a position to do anything just yet, and please, if you screw this up, you may lose your position entirely in the company. I'm just letting you know that you are on the thinnest of ice. We didn't have to worry too much about her last time. By the way, she's lost her ER Pirate medium lasers. They have become standard medium lasers. She's a little bit more heat efficient because, well, we've ripped those off and we put them on a mech that is more worthy of it. And I have the Marauder in a position to do anything at once, right? Oh, it's so good. That's pretty terrible. Can I get into a position to see the truck? Well, not the truck, but you get the idea. The carrier, that'll do. I was looking for a position that wasn't shooting through my own people, and that'll work. Partisan to the behind. And, yeah, snap that butt. Oh, whoops. I forgot about it. Oh, it's a beautiful barrage, but I kind of preferred to have it a little bit further south. Fire starter, no interest in that. We're going to blow it to little tiny pieces. Howl, if you don't mind, would you please engage the stealth? Because I have plans for, you know, those two Orions. I'd like to get as many pieces out of them as possible. The accuracy is bad, but you know what? Who cares? We have enough ammunition to just blaze away. And besides, it lets them know that they're under fire. It's suppressive fire with Gauss rifles. Because that's exactly what you want to do for suppressive fire. Always the Gauss rifles. I could utterly annihilate them, but I don't want to. I wish to save them. Allow me to save you, young one. There we go, Jester. I need infernos, and I need them now. So we're about to light everybody on fire. You, and let it... Ooh, almost did that again. Barbecue time. Please overheat. Yes, there we go. So the Orion already shut down. Heat is critical. 75-ton mech. It's a good pickup, even if it's got no, you know, cool equipment on board. It's sort of the thing that you want to secure or to slip on into the forest, where we're 1, hard to hit, and 2, we have damage reduction. So the mech is rather vulnerable. I don't think I've mentioned this too often. It come up a couple of times. That Vulture has a built-in Clan XL engine. It is not the sort of thing you want to mess around with. Okay, so override successful. His heat is critical. We're going to have to just make sure that we do even more. I really do need to take some time to upgrade my Mackie. Unfortunately for us, we are currently in a situation where we have quite a few missions still to take, so I don't want to just pull the Mackie off the line, although I should probably look into that. Yeah, give the stealth some pain since it's going to be kind of hard to hit him. High explosive, indirect, and turn off the ER larges because they're not useful here.
Affirmative.
Boop. A little bit of damage, and now we step on forward, as is our way.
On my way.
So provides better AMS support, which is exactly what we're going for. The Orions have already operated and done their thing. These two are basically ignorable, I'm not gonna lie. You are on fire. A significant amount of fire, my dad. Death Crusade. That is one heck of a name once you stop to think about it. It's like, dude, really? You want to name yourself that? I could go for a headshot, get myself one of those lucky awesome ones. I mean, they could happen. We'll give it a shot just in case I can steal an opportunity away from him. And shut off all the pulse lasers. We're going to go with a shape charge in direct. I could actually turn it to direct. You know what? Actually, I think I will change it to direct. And the reason why I'm changing it to direct is, 1, there's no change in accuracy. But 2, if I do miss, somehow magically, it won't fall back on top of me. So, sensor lock first. Yes, give me the stealth. Give me a lock on that stealth. Let's make it easier. Oh, SM6 triple ER medium laser. We have expanders. Ooh, a Rakshasa. And a third Orion. What is a Rakshasa? Oh, it's using a Mad Cat tube. So that's not bad. So a Rakshasa is actually a mech that I really do enjoy quite a bit. It's not a good mech, arguably, but it is an interesting mech. He's unsteady, but he's not dead. And basically, after the clans invaded, the industry looked at all of these mechs and were like, what the heck are we dealing with here? And they looked at the Mad Cat and were like, well, that clearly is just a catapult with arms, because, you know, the Mad Cat is really kind of just a catapult with arms. Fight me. And so what they ended up doing was they came up to it and they said, you know what we'll do? We will put arms on a catapult, and that will be just as effective. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. But what they did end up coming up with was a fascinating mech, which is just this odd little combination of so many things that just kind of don't work. And I love it to bits. I really do like the Rakshasa. It's a terrible mech, it really is, but it's adorable in its own hilarious way. I still don't have a direct shot, but I may as well just laserize him. You know, if you got a sensor lock, give him the laser eye. He does not have a sensor lock. In that case, just give him the laser eyes. Yeah. Bazap.
Engaging.
Okay, 1 out of 3. Not exactly what I was looking for, but I'll take what I can get, frankly, at this juncture. So shift in right there. Paradox in the Marauder. Of course, waiting for our tag to sort of reset, but that's fine. Do I have a shot? I do. It's lovely. It's actually not all that good. I think I can sprint to get a little bit closer. I'm not all that pressed at the moment.
Roger.
I mean, that could change at literally any moment, but for now, do I really want to keep an Orion on the field? It's totally boring. There's nothing neat inside of it. Blow it to pieces.
Locked on target.
I've already got an Orion. I don't need a second. Although they could be different variants. I wasn't paying that close attention. Probably should be. The Orion comes from the heat. His jammer's effective. He's firing at the catapult, all of his weapons. That was a bit of a mistake, sir. Because, well, you just made yourself an easy target, I think. Yeah, I could probably drop a pair of those on him. I'm not going to because I have better things to do with my arrows. So, of course, Rakshasa and you. A B, let it rip.
I copy.
Whee! Boop. And then whee! Boop. I love arrows. They're so much fun to use. You can't deny the joy and pleasure of just firing arrows into people. It's like this little thing, it's like you look at it, it's like that's death coming, isn't it? And the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Death comes for you. I'll try not to do that too much. So, yeah, I could probably just beat the ever-living crap out of the Orion. I don't need it. It is cooking, which is close, and it does have a fusion core, and I just wasted an ability, didn't I? It happens. Firestarter, eat lead. Okay, he didn't eat lead. Although I don't think you... Could you make it a... That's magnetic, isn't it? Well, I thought they were tungsten, though. Tungsten rods of, you know, fun and firepower. Can I get the guy who... Well, the mech that manages to shoot like 8 bajillion bullets into a position to shoot at people that are hard to hit? Thank you. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's that accuracy. And that's why I love this mech. Here's a shot at both of them. You know what? We're going to whirl at it. We're going to let it rip. And the Firestarter is in pain.
But that hurt.
Oh, it looks like it absolutely hurt. He's standing in the middle of fire. He just lost an arm. Yeah, it definitely was an arm. And he's not having exactly what you might consider a good time. So we're going to be able to take him out without too much trouble in the very near future. I probably should light you on fire. I mean, it'll be easy, right? I don't need to invest too much. Gotta fire at the Gospel. But for the most part, we don't care because we have enough anti-missile defenses in order to take care of most of all of that. The Axeman will continue to rush on forward as she does. I could turn on, you know, the mask and really, really hurt him. I'm not gonna bother. She still managed to miss 2 out of 3. To be fair, she's wearing a spiked helmet, and I believe the spiked helmet reduces your accuracy with weapons by 1. So there's that. Stealth shifting on low. Is the Rakshasa going to come? At the very least, if we do get a Rakshasa, I believe it's a 70-ton chassis. But more importantly, it has arms and it looks like a Mad Cat 2B. Which, it'd be really cool if we had one of those. Not saying that we need it, but, you know, it'd be cool. As the fires continue to burn, Death Crusade is going to reserve. Why did he reserve? Because Coach is going to come around and continue his burning shenanigans. So, hi, my name is Coach, and I work in a button factory. The buttons fire all the missiles. Perfection. And that's why we waited, because I'm about to drop a shape charge on top of his head. And if it works, then I'm going to... might be a little bit too close. Although next turn, this should sort of fade away, I think. And the Stealth going to be doing a little bit of hopping work. Firing away at the Gaswolf, managing to miss all 3 times, as was expected. He does have a Streak 6. I can't really ignore that too much, because the Streak 6 does hurt a lot. Do you have just a shot where you stand? You do, and you're going to go for his head. I will give you 1 opportunity to make this work, and then we will basically abandon him to his fate. Structure pilot. Oh, beautiful shot. Just proving that she is one of the baddest chicks on this side of the inner sphere. Managing to completely lay out another Orion. So that's 2 Orions. There's going to be 10 Orion parts on the field. I'm probably going to see if I can't grab another Orion, but it's the Rakshasa that is the true prize here. The rest of this is just, well, I'm just going to butcher the Firestarter. You're going to die. Yeah, we're absolutely going to annihilate the Firestarter and the Stealth because I have no interest in keeping any of them alive. They have proven themselves to be pointless, and I do not keep pointless things around. Oh my goodness, how are you so easy to shoot? Well, kill him. He's not dead. I'm a little bit disappointed. Jester, can you resolve that problem of, you know, not death? First things first, though. Rakshasa, enjoy your heat. You can take a guided. Guided shell at 94.
Copy that.
More heat just for you. Whoosh. Lots of fire. And I would like to see a Firestarter disappear. He did not. But he's hurt.
Reporting critical hit.
I will take the critical hit and say that is a victory for us. Good job. Medals all around at some point. Death Crusade, you actually should have a fairly decent shell on... set this back to its proper mode. Yes, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, wow. Somehow we managed to blow off both of his arms, but none of his torsos. And I do believe he's the Omni version. Yes. Yes, he was. I mean, he's not anymore, but he was. Good job. Thanatos, continue to move. The Thanatos, a fantastic brawler and a point-blank range shot. It doesn't use its SRMs often and has been suggested it replaces them for some swarm eyes. I believe that is an excellent suggestion, and we will work to implement that on the next maintenance phase that we go through, which will probably show up, once we start traveling to a new planet. So we have a little bit of time before that's going to end up happening. But we have fantastic ideas to modify and improve our mechs. Alright, Showboat, you've got basically nothing to do. Mockingbird, however, stand atop of a mighty mountain. Oh, that's still such a good shot. Blaze away! Good job, making him unsteady. That's what we're looking for. Oh, at least close to unsteady. And he has been blasted a little bit. The Orion is going to be a little, not difficult to deal with, but, we're going to have to deal with him in various ways. Another AC-10 shell. The point defense on the Rack Hammer kicking in. The Rack Hammer was our first heavy mech. It was a Warhammer that we equipped in a way that I can only describe as haphazard and potentially pretty bad, actually, at the end of the day. It didn't actually accomplish any of the things that I had hoped for, and, well, it almost got junked until we decided to turn it into a slightly better version of the Racketar. Not that I don't adore the Racketar, but let's be completely honest here, it's not quite what we're looking for. A little bit of long-range shelling, 42% is not good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a little bit of a long-range shell right on top of him. He will enjoy, or not, as the case may be. There we go, a little bit of hits. Move on forward. Prepare ourselves for our next position. And then Death Crusade. You should actually have a terrible shot, actually. Huh. Who'd thunk it? Ah, the Rakshasa. I desire to have you. And I shall. I just need to set myself up, so wait for me, Rakshasa. I shall be there soon. I don't know how you are not unsteady with that shot, but I'm going to add to it a little bit more. Drop on top of his head. We are, in fact, looking for a high explosive shell. Boop. Don't know if he's unsteady or what's going on. Well, he's not unsteady. We can see that. So he's currently incredibly evasive, and we're working to do something about it. Flames on the way. You know what? You're going to reserve. I want to see if other people can sort of get involved first. Coach should have reserved. Alright, see if you can't just run up here and, tag him. Because then I can shoot at him with lots of missiles and it'll explode.
Here we go.
Oh, good job. Made him unsteady. Okay, so that demonstrated skill and alacrity. Speed and grace. Target. No thank you, no thank you. Just set it to kill death machine. Fire away. If you're not dead, you're about to be on your back, so is there really much of a difference?
That hit something good.
Ooh, we blew up a beagle. That should be fun. I don't think we were looking for beagles anyway. Howl, if you don't mind, take his head off. Okay, that was not quite his head taken off, but I give you points for trying. Mockingbird, your guns are ready to roll. I think it'd be a bit of a waste to fire at him, don't you think? Fire that, Orion! I was kind of hoping that it hit his head and blew it apart, but that was a bit too much to ask, I suppose. Paradox in the Marauder actually should have a fairly decent long-range shot. And, Paradox really kind of does with the Gauss rifle. So we shall apply. You shall get a Gauss rifle. You shall get a pair of heavy large lasers. I don't know which one of you is more screwed. Actually, no, I do. First of all, the Orion's been hit and penetrated. I'm so happy we found these Clan Heavy Large Lasers. I've been so tempted to remove the Gauss rifle to put on two more, the two improved Heavy Large Lasers that we located a while back, because it seems to me like it would be hilarious. A, B, Bravo is going to be guided, Able is going to be Inferno.
Roger.
Whoosh, more fire. Enjoy the heat. Please explode, by the way. Well, you're not dead, but I give you points. I'm not sure why I'm giving the enemy points. I don't think they deserve them. By the way, if you're wondering what these points are, don't bother. They're not ooh, lovely shot. So little health. So much time. Fire away and hope you're lucky.
Taking the shot.
Well, he's dead. Not quite sure how we killed him, but he's dead.
Hostile eliminated.
But yeah, that's how this Mackie was designed to be used, with maximum long-range firepower in the form of the 4 ER medium laser, or 4 ER large lasers. 2 of those are clan, although I'd like to upgrade them all to clan. That way it would save me 2 tons, or pull them all off and put on a sniper cannon. I'm just not sure with just yet. Can you move into a position to do anything? Kind of. I mean, that's only with listen kills, though. Let's be reasonable here. That really? You don't say. I mean, the accuracy is terrible, but who cares? We're about to just start laying some hurt down. A pair of snub-nosed PPCs, two medium lasers, and 2 MML7s. I mean, because they didn't have access to RogueTech, that's actually not terrible. Start the fire and make it burn, because the world's about to start turning. I was trying to make a Billy Joel reference, and it just did not end up working. Jester. Hey, it's time for you to focus all of your fire onto one single target. Light them up. Oh, the heat is glorious. How much more can that thing take? Hopefully not much. Hopefully we can, let him on fire and then steal him. He's running away. Come back here, fire your PPCs or something. You're not getting away. You do realize that you are just not getting away. It has been decided. You are mine. You belong to me. Because I paid for you. You can chill.
Need something, Chief?
Your tag barrage actually would be pretty perfect for next turn. So start moving on forward. We want you to be able to utilize it. Howl is going to brace, and Mockingbird is going to brace. And Death Crusade is going to move forward because his artillery is pretty effective when need be. And chill. And back to the top. Death Crusade, of course, rolling super high, as he's probably one of my best initiative pilots for some reason. 2 of my MMLs have jammed! This is terrible. Also, I'm not going to be able to shoot anybody this turn. Well, next turn I'm going to come up here, hopefully, if I can climb that gradient. I'm not sure if I can. And I will have all of the weapons.
Standing by.
Jester, I require more. One more.
Engaging target.
Yes, the heat. Continue with the heat.
Good to go.
Shaba, we'll just keep on rushing. Oh, this is just sort of peters out. Okay.
Moving fast.
Fire.
Time to die.
I mean, just a suppressive fire at this point. That's what we're trying to get down. We want them to keep their heads down. And you can start moving this direction as well. I'm not going to shoot anybody, don't worry.
Let's go.
I'm not going to let you. And I don't think he's in range.
Roger that.
Couldn't possibly be in range, could he?
Consider me there.
Hi, buddy, friend, palzo.
Copy that.
Oof. Got it. He's overheating. Well, he's beyond overheating. He's on fire. Significant amounts of fire, I might add. How's his head doing? He's lost 1 point of health, which means he's got 60 health. I'm not going to start firing racks into his face. I will have the Mackie attempt to lay a shell dead on top of his head, though. Probably shouldn't, but I want to see it try. At least once.
Locking on target.
Didn't work. But that's fine. We'll light him on fire next turn. As is the plan. Actually, no, you're going to attempt to do this as well. Thumper artillery, high explosive. I need a little bit more.
Fire.
Okay, not quite what I was going for, but credit where credit is due. You did try. Alright, hi there. Hi there, buddy. Hi there, pal. Hi there, friendzo. I'm going to aim for the leg because it'll give you a much less chance of having, your entire mech detonated. Inferno SRMs across the board. That was an engine. Yeah, there goes the ammo.
Tango is trash.
So the one mech that I wanted, unfortunately, I accidentally opened up and then lit him on so much fire that he couldn't handle it. Alright, that's okay. We'll handle it. A little disappointing, not gonna lie. Was hoping to take the entire thing in one glorious piece, but now it's gonna be in 4 pieces and therefore useless to me. Minimal damage across the entire lance. You might even say that was nearly perfect. Yeah, the Orions come in massive quantities, as do the Stealth, and there's the Rakshasa parts. I hate you too sometimes, game. Don't worry. Tag, Thunderbolt, K, Skybrett, Endo Steel times 3 in case you're running low at any point. 2 300 rated fusion cores. Oh, that's not bad at all. Indirect plus. I need these. They're useful. Gyro XLs, I also think. Oh, no, I'm 2. I have 2 of them. That's fine. The mask, I don't need. Single heatsink cooling is absolute garbage. Swarm, just standard swarm. What is this? And augmented thunder. So, tempted to take the 300 rated fusion cores. There are 3 of them on the field right now. And it's a good core level, but you know what? I'm going to go for the Orion parts. Give me Orions. Give it a chance. Okay, so we did get 1, 2, 3, 4. We're one part short of getting 2 Orions. We did not get any of the 300 diffusion cores. That is incredibly disappointing. But we did get a missile range increase targeting computer, which I suppose I could use that on heavy MRM, so that might not be terrible. I could rebuild Kerensky's stick. I mean, we've picked up an Orion. I kind of wanted to do that with the Rakshasa, but I mean, I have the means and the weapons and the technology, although I might fall down in the funds to do it. But Kerensky's stick could become reborn. That'd be quite interesting. Although that would be a little bit repetitive to just create another one of those heavy MRM boats. Not sure if I'd actually want to do that. Might be a little bit uncreative. 11,000 for 2 days should be fairly easy in order to get all that patched up. Take a quick. It's actually going to take 2 days. Literally, it will take to the 2 days because I have 4 mechs down. What I can do, though, is I can put the Emperor at the top because, you know, got to cycle in 2 days. And show me Le Star. I'm not sure I'm actually going to, you know, keep the... I don't think I'll keep the Orion. I mean, I'll build it to get the free stuff from it, but I don't think the Orion's going to have anything significant that we're going to need. MML 15s are not bad. MIMS. How much tons am I? I'm at 4. It's only 10,000. I'll buy another one. Jump jets, no. Heat sinks, no. Gyro XL, and a rangefinder. Rangefinder is actually interesting. I almost grabbed it. What I need to do is I need to go. By the way, sorry, completely off tangent. The Black Knight has been changed. We have not started the construction as much as has been explained to me further in the way that building melee mechs works. It's build cycles that apply the bonus. So what I did is I stopped all building on it and basically did a couple of just put in the engine, and then put in the 3 medium lasers so that that bonus will apply first. Then we'll put in the hatchets because the hatchets provide a direct damage amount as well as a percentage bonus. And then we'll have the mech finish the build phase there, and then we'll go in and throw in things like the armor and the spiked shoulders and everything. They give percentage only increases in order to maximize the damage coming out of the Black Knight. So that'll be the plan there. Now, with that said, we will sell some fire starter parts because they're worth a ton for some reason. And yeah, I have an entire Orion VA. Huh. Sacrificing the armor. Interesting. I will also sell the stealth because I have no interest in it whatsoever. Since I have the Orion VA in its entirety, it does have an additional missile slot, but I don't think I'll need it. So what I'll do is I'll sell all the Orion V parts because they're not particularly useful. I don't have one. I will ready up the Orion itself, but odds are, frankly, that we're not going to keep it because it's an Orion, which is cool, and we had an Orion for a period of time, but that period of time has ended, and there's nothing in the mech. It would take over a month to get this thing back online. It's got fist mounts, but at the end of the day, the Black Knight probably is going to work a little bit better for what we have in mind for a melee mech. Like, yeah, this just would not be all that great for us. I mean, maybe we have a heavy PPC boat, but now I'm kind of stretching for anything I can get my hands on. Yeah, it would not work in my opinion, although that could be wrong. I do have an ERPPC clan, which does need to go in the Lament. Or did I sell the Lament already? But in any event, we're not keeping the Orion. It's very beautiful, thank you. It reminds us of a time long ago when we had Kerensky's stick in all of its glory, but well, we already used one of you. Making 1 million C-bills off of that. That's nice. Where is the Lament? Did I sell it? I think I did. Yes, I did. I sold the Lament to make sure that we had seed money for other things. All right, 2 days. Oh, no. No, stop. Thank you. All of my mechs should be back online. All of my pilots should be back online. It's only been a half hour. I wonder. I could just leave you guys like this now. Oh, Coach can get the Gunnery 9. I think I'll take that. I think. Yeah. Give him the recoil penalty. He doesn't need it, but I want him to have a little bit better gunnery because he does tend to run into situations where the mech that he's going for actually will have some form of defense, and the higher accuracy will allow him to actually penetrate that defense. I do... Tempting. But no, I shall hold strong. Mockingbird will get gunnery 10, and then we'll pick up guts and then piloting and all that. Omega just needs an opportunity to do something. It's kind of sad, actually. Probably should take a lower level mission just to train the man, but I need to train everybody else as well. Although you're all 8s now, so I could actually, leave you behind for once. Show me the command center. Let's go see what a low-level mission we can grab. Hide the evidence, take the bait. Let's take the bait. It's going to pay out 1,000,000 sea bills, too. Against the local pirate organization. I could just go full... Would this give me anything? Probably not. Let's just go and annihilate everything. We shall go in... Let's not be dumb. We're going to go and we're going to annihilate absolutely every... Do I need everything? Yeah. We're going to annihilate absolutely everybody. 2.5 skull. I could just drop in like this. I think I'd rather have the Thanatos, though. Where is my Thanatos pilot? There is a Death Crusade. And then I need... I'm going to spend so much cash if I do that. Let's do this. We'll deploy our own level 2. So pretty much all of our artillery. We're here for destruction. So let's throw in our maximum destruction capabilities. It does leave us a little bit lighter on AMS, but it should be fine. Show what you're out and give me Mockingbird over here. And then Paradox can go in the catapult. We'll drop down a little bit lighter than usual. It is only a 2.5 skull mission, and it is in the middle of the desert, so we should be fine. If we need to capture, we have the catapult 2 to do it, although it is still a fairly flexible, aggressive annihilation unit when it needs to be. I mean, you've got 40 missile tubes that can fire SRMs. Things become quite painful very quickly. And all the artillery. Eventually we will be able to deploy a lance of entirely artillery, but for now we're still one short of being able to do that, as we only have 3 artillery mechs. There's a 4th on the way, though. And I do have equipment to build another artillery mech. I suppose I could have turned it into like a long tom carrier, but that would just be weird to have a long tom on an Orion. So 867,100 sea bills, not... Okay, it's not great, but it's being offered by the local government, so we're taking what we can get here. And 1 for priority salvage. If something really cool comes up, say a Clan XL engine, we can attempt to grab that in order to get our hands on cool gear. But at the end of the day, this is mostly, it's just the emergency backup, like, oh my god, I can't believe that I'm missing out on hardened ferrofibrous armor for the first time ever running it into this campaign. That's the sort of deal that you set up with. So you have enough equipment to do anything you want. Well, you have enough slots to grab the one thing that you need. Like, say, god, what are we missing? What do we have 4 parts to in an assault category? I've got like 2 Fafnir parts, I think. Something like that. So I probably should just sell those Fafnir parts. I really don't need them. Because at the end of the day, who needs a bloody Fafnir? The answer to that question is probably not this guy. The Fafnir is a lovely, cool-looking mech, but the big thing that it has going for it is the big ballistic side torsos. And in those side torsos, ideally what you want to put is, heavy Gauss rifles. That's why they're there. That's lore reason. The giant barrels on that are for a heavy Gauss rifle. However, they don't have any real great bonuses there. I mean, you do get some, because you can put in a turret on one of them, but you're missing out on the arm bonuses. You can't put weapon mounts onto them. Heavy Gauss rifles really have quite a few problems working against them, especially working in duels, because you can only put 1 turret onto a mech, which makes things a little bit more difficult than it otherwise needs to be. Alright, let's drop down. Oh shoot, take the bait as a guaranteed heavy. I'm an idiot. Right. It'll be fine. We'll blow him up, we'll go home. It's not going to be anything interesting. It's going to be a boring, dumb mech that we never wanted in the first place. That's how that works. We'll just get our nice little, slightly larger than normal company forward. Then we'll start killing everybody. It'll be great.
What's up, boss?
The number coordination is just a little bit different on me. It is mildly amusing. There we go. First turret, everybody moved. There was only a few of us. Oh wait, no, Mockingbird is still here in the rack hammer. The rack hammer will save us. The amount of firepower that we put down with it is hilarious. 6 Mechs. Lovely. Set up and ready to rock. So the enemy may do whatever it is that the enemy does, and I anticipate we will have reinforcements of some description or another. I'm just hoping it's not like another Timberwolf or something like that. Although I wouldn't keep a Timberwolf, I don't think. Because I would want to get rid of it. I would want to open up the options for other things. It's a ghost, really. They can't be the only thing out there.
You want fast? I can give you fast.
Right now it's just a ghost. Fire. Oh, that actually looks really nice. Death Crusade, if you wouldn't mind just providing a little bit of powerful, direct targeting information. Also give them a bit of a ping. We have better sensors here, so should be able to... We've identified the reinforcements.
Enemy reinforcements.
Yeah, that's nothing too dangerous. We got a couple of VTOLs. It's got a Nightshade and a Donner. Yeah, none of them are dangerous. Yeah, well, there's a couple of listen kills. You've got a light tag, which is... Oh, you've got clan tech, actually. So, yeah, we may grab a light tag from that. Temper artillery. Pop! Good hit. And we'll shift on forward. We've identified even more targets thanks to the amazing sensor range. What is it? It is a yellow jacket. This one is a Blackwell Gauss rifle. Alright, I'm not impressed. Sorry, but I'm just not... it's a pretty terrible Gauss rifle, actually. Shelling shall continue. The shelling shall continue until morale improves.
Target locked.
And pop. More hits. I'll start moving you forward because you actually... You make an okay fly swatter. You have the ability to cause tremendous damage to things that you see, which is quite useful. You're gonna move over here just in case the Gauss rifle gets sort of on target. I would, however, like to get... Thank you, Jester. Jester is having a hard time seeing the target. What's our problem here? No visual. ECM shield +2 plus stealth +1. This should be pretty good. So if I were to set up a guided arrow, we'll get 65%. Or I could just try and, you know, side hit him. We'll hit him with the standards, I think. Yeah, double tap. Twin arrows. There we go. That's a penetration. We did actually manage to hit him with one of them. The other one missed. However, that's why we selected the standard version of the arrow, where we don't really need a direct hit with you. We just need to be in your neighborhood, or perhaps even just area code. I was going to slip on over here. Probably won't have a very good shot. 25 is not all that grand, although that look is so vulnerable. Fire! Oh, still managed to hit. Good jump.
Think I hit something good.
Yes, you did. You're the fastest Gauss rifles in the West. Nightshade coming on forward. Not all that worried just yet. Although it may contain, you know, jamming systems, which might otherwise kind of suck to be shot at with. I think I've moved everybody. Yeah, everybody's gone. So he's going to have an opportunity to sort of move on out of here, which is a bit disappointing. Hopefully he'll come towards us to engage. And with a leg like that so vulnerable, I may just need to get sort of near him with a sniper shell to blow the entire thing off and knock him over, and then just systematically bombard heavy shells on top of him. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. I get way too excited about pounding my enemies with artillery. I think that says something very negative about me. The total about face that we have done on artillery is incredible to me, because we had actually used a little bit of artillery in the past. We had used on a Clint in... Was it a Howl's campaign with the Clint? It had used a mortar, and the mortar was meh, but it was a Clint, so who cared? And then we used on our Griffin, instead of a Thunderbolt, we replaced it with an arrow for our artillery piece, and it was useful, it was okay, but I didn't really think too much about it, and I probably should have. It was a little bit short-sighted of me not to until, you know, I had most of my face caved in by massive amounts of artillery, mainly arrow force, which just endlessly bombarded me until, you know, things couldn't last any longer. Is the game still playing? I hope so. And that was a true wake-up call, to be completely honest. The amount of incoming fire was insane. Point defense is kicking on in, keeping us protected. Trying to surprise us on that one. We still managed to shoot them all down. You're not going to get past my defenses. My defenses are invulnerable. Okay, maybe not quite invulnerable, but we're giving our best shot. A Talos. Oh, now that's something worth stealing. God, I love the Talos. I don't think Shade quite understands how much I actually adore his design for the Talos. It is by far my favorite design that he has produced, which is not to say anything negative about the others that he's come up with so far, but that Talos is just brilliant, and I love it. Like, and the funny thing to me is actually, I was the one who ended up like asking Shade for the avatar, and like, oh, beautiful. That was 100% of the turn. And yet it's his Talos that I endlessly gush over because it's so cool looking. Oh, I love it. He really has managed to absolutely nail it with that Talos. It is one of the more important reasons as to why the Turian Concordat is on the list, because the Turians were the ones who sort of used the Talos. So for our next campaign vote, we currently have Merrick a primitive start in clan space and a Turian start. And I put the Turian start on there kind of specifically was because there would be a chance that I would start with one of them. And I really kind of wanted to get my hands on one. So we're going to come in here, we're going to give you all the listen kills, we're going to warlord it because why the heck not. Hey, we got a couple of good hits. Not bad. I mean, it's not amazing, but we'll take what we can get. Hey, the Mechs. How about we try the vulture first? 30, 39, 71 on a yellow jacket. You don't say. I wonder how he's going to survive this one.
Roger.
He got hit by 2 arrows in the sky and died to the first one. God, I love the arrows.
Aye, aye.
Right, Finn, you're not exactly going to be super great at, shooting down this aircraft, I must confess. Because, you weren't really designed to do it. But give it your best. Give him a little bit of the sensor lock.
Got a sensor lock.
And maybe you'll get lucky.
Copy that.
No, mostly just a light show. For the enjoyment of the peoples. And then Mockingbird. Mockingbird probably has the best chance of anybody actually shooting this thing out. Mainly because Mockingbird happens to have a lot of shots. You see, her chances of hitting, bad, but the number of times she's going to shoot, good. See? If you just fill the sky with bullets, you'll take the target out. Which is why I firmly believe that all riflemen should be upgraded to Twin Rack 5. Yes, they're going to have to find a little bit of space to upgrade their normal AC5s to Rack 5s, but I think that's perfectly fine. Oh, this is beautiful, little stargazing. Because the racks will just utterly annihilate everything. I would gladly give up the large lasers in order to equip Rack 5s. I'll probably replace them with a pair of ER medium lasers. We'll have 4 ER medium lasers. That makes sense. And then, of course, a double heatsink kit and a little bit more armor. Maybe some jump jets. Really just, I want to improve the rifleman. The rifleman is a gorgeous machine, but could stand for small improvements. Alrighty then, so it sounds like Mockingbird is excited for victory. I would love to hit this target. Oh, there it is. There's the one location. Surprise! Hi. The accuracy is so high. I'm gonna hit you with fire. Oh, that's gorgeous. And there's our Talos over there. I could actually just go and try and steal the Talos. Just well within our capabilities. Ooh, never mind. We 100% are going to steal this Talos. What it is we are dealing with here, sir, is the Risk Talos with the hardened ferrofibrous armor that I had literally been joking about, but there it is. So the hardened ferrofibrous armor endlessly heals itself. It basically makes whatever mech is currently wielding it an invulnerable machine of death and destruction. So I'm going to lay as much fire onto it as possible and light it up, because it's honestly the easiest way of actually stealing it. Because if you try and duel with it just openly in the ground, it has so much armor that it will actually do an incredible amount of damage to you. Unfortunately, one of our MMLs is jammed. Hopefully that won't be too bad. So this particular variant, I believe, was made by Lady Electo. She has combined several interesting things, including a periphery rifle onto the mech, which I gotta say I'm not exactly a fan of, but hey, you do you. And we'll find out if we can actually manage to take his head off. This will probably be an instance of we don't really need to worry too much about, well, anything. Okay, he is coming forward, firing his plasma gun. It's a plasma exclamation point, if I remember correctly, and it does an increasing amount of heat depending on, heat that you have. So actually trying to cook him becomes a little bit of a more challenging thing, because the more you try and cook him, the hotter he gets and the more powerful he becomes. So got to keep that in mind. Look at that massive heat gauge. It's amazing. Light him on fire. 90 more heat on that. Death Crusade can continue to come on forward. Eventually Death Crusade will start attempting to go for headshots, but we're going to try and allow him to keep his armor at a maximum level. More heat for you, sir. Plus another 42 heat on that. Next round, I do believe we might stand a chance of actually barbecuing him, which will be lovely. You can pull back a little bit, Howl. I don't want you engaged just yet. Soon, though.
On the move.
Very soon. Gotta give him a chance to respond, after all. And the Mackie and the Racketar still need to go, I believe. Come on, sprint. And you can sprint over to the side. Probably should sprint a little bit more directly towards them, but I do kind of want to reduce damage a little bit. We don't want to cause too much damage to ourselves in this attempt to grab his very cool internal equipment. I mean, we're still in the hardened ferrofibrous armor. Another attempt at the plasma, unable to connect as he stands in the middle of his own little sauna. And he's going to keep moving out of the heat, but he's just building on more and more. Alright, Paradox. I think it's time we lit him up.
Let's see what this baby
Hi, buddy. I think I've got you dead to rights. He just bailed immediately. That's gorgeous. Okay. So we're getting the hardened ferrofibrous armor. I don't really think that there can be possibly anything else on the list, unless the hardened ferrofibrous armor is bound and unlootable from him, which would be different from a few others, but I think I can steal it off of him. So it's very, very well with it. It is the undying armor. 701,440 C-bills, not bad. Came through with almost no damage. Yeah, there's all them Talos parts. We wouldn't have been able to get it anyway. ER medium pirate. Oh my god, why would you do that to me? Because that would improve my... Yeah, the ultralight rotary rifle, also very interesting. Damage is 20 times 3 for 60. Weird. And there's the periphery rifle that's on it. It's such an advanced mech, but then it has a periphery rifle, which is really fascinating. Ferrofibrous clan. There is the hardened ferrofibrous that we want. It's worth 20 million all on its own. So just a little idea of what this thing's going to do. 50% armor points multiplier, so your armor is doubled. 40% armor weight, so it's much heavier. Immune to through armor criticals, and has internal hard gel self-repair systems that repair each turn 15 armor in each installed location and 5 structure points. Has 14 fixed slots, and then of course your ×2 tech repair cost and ×2 C-bill costs. Case 2 produces internal... Yeah, and it's built in Case 2. It is godly powerful, and it will just heal endlessly. So, we have to take that. Oh yes! We got the ER medium pirate too. This is an additional 6 damage. This is going right on the Black Knight for another little bonus in damage. That's great. And we got a couple of other pieces of equipment that didn't really matter. So really, we got the 2 things that kind of really mattered in that whole group. I mean, sure, there was some things like Hydra ammunition, stuff like that, but in terms of the most important things we could have gotten out of that one, we were able to choose the most important, and we randomed the second most important. That was a phenomenal mission by any stretch of the imagination in terms of what we spent to what we got. So I'm actually thrilled about how that one went. Shame we couldn't steal the Talos, but it wouldn't have been enough anyway. Nothing was bundled, and we would have had like 3 of 13 or something like that. 3,000 for a single day. The Rackhammer took a little bit of chipping on the paint, which means the Onager and the Emperor are going to be worked on at the same time. It's lovely. I could go in for a maintenance cycle, but I do want to get these mechs sort of going in soon. So let's go to our store. I would like to give you ears, but I cannot, because they don't fit on the back. Unless I went like a pair of Alarum 5s, but at that point, what is the point? Alright, faction. Oh, quite a bit of gear. Hey, a Rakshasa. Had I taken the 4 parts, I could have built one. Now I'm somewhat annoyed. I mean, I would have had to spell 1.8 million C-bills on it, but still, it would have been awesome. Medium lasers, SRM Inferno ammo at a ½ ton. I think I'm good on that. Also, I generally don't use ½ tons. A chainsaw. Somebody's asked for a chainsaw. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll spend the 50,000 since I'm kind of flush with cash at the moment, just in order to provide to people who have desired chainsaws on my mechs. XL engines, 2.5 million C-bills. No, thank you. Oh, a defense gyro is tempting. It's only 1 million C-bills. I have to cash. Sometimes you have to cash. Alright, so that's good. That's very good. We have opportunities and options. So the Black Knight has an additional laser that'll be put onto it. That'll extend it for an additional maintenance cycle. That's fine. And then we'll start putting on the hatchets and the axes and all of the lovely things. Turn it into an absolute nightmarish monster. I probably should sell this for FNRP. I should probably sell both of these. I'm probably never going to use them. The King Crab, maybe. I might go dual sniper or something like that. Although I may also go, dual sniper on the Mackie. That'd be hilarious. Although if I stripped everything off the Mackie and turned the King Crab into a sniper monster, I'd be able to do a lot of damage with that. In fairly short order at that. This mech has more space on it. It really does. Just a matter of, changing things up in order to get it. So I think the Emperor might be a little bit low on ammunition. Gonna have to figure that out in a little bit. Alright folks, that's going to do it for today's episode. I have been Tyrak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. Before I see a notification every single time we upload these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment and make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, we play Apollo's Vipers, another RogueTech campaign that we have here. Starting off in the middle of clan spaces, they duel their way through all kinds of, well, mostly Wolfian opposition. And then on Fridays, we play MechWarrior 5 with friends, and we are going to be starting a modded playthrough of MechWarrior 5 to have quite a bit of fun with some of the new mods that are coming out. And I will see you all in the next episode.